Welcome to John's Random Review. Hi, welcome back to John's Random Review. Today we're going to talk about chucks. Right, so this is my Makita 12 volt drill, and I love this drill. Every day I use it. Now it's not that powerful, but for little jobs it's absolutely perfect. It lives in my toolbox. Do you know what? I feel like a bit like Groundhog Day, because I think I've told you about this drill about loads of times, and it's going to rub in this time, and you're going to go and buy one. Anyway, so what I didn't like about this drill was it had a plastic chuck. What I mean by plastic, it had metal inside, it had plastic on the outside. So let's bring in this old dog. Look at this old dog. Okay, this is quite an old Makita drill. Look, it's cracked there. Anyway, so this is a do-upper. Look, and the chuck, look at it. When it gets in a corner and when you're drilling, it rubs against Gary. Oh, sorry, Gary. Anyway, it all gets worn off there. So what I did, it happened the same to the chuck on my 12 volt drill. So hang on a minute, it's got a new. I took the chuck off. I took the plastic chuck off, and I put this fantastic item. Now this is a Draper metal chuck, and it's actually 15mm. It's a 15mm chuck. What that means is you could put a 15mm drill bit in there. Now the chuck that came with this was only a 10mm chuck. Now there's a reason for that. There's a reason why they put a smaller chuck on a drill like that, and it's to stop you putting really big drill bits in and burning the drill out. But let's say I want to drill through a thin bit of plywood with this drill bit. This is a 13mm drill bit. Just going to go through a little bit of plywood. Normally I'd be like, won't fit, because I'll have to go and get me other drill. But with this being a 15mm chuck, now I know what you're saying. It looks a bit daft with that massive drill bit in there. But I wouldn't abuse it. I wouldn't be drilling massive through steel with this. I'd get my other drill out. So it's brilliant chuck. I think these are online. These chucks are about 15 quid, which I think is quite reasonable. And actually, so far, they're quite good chucks. But anyway, there's another bit to this video, because people might be saying, hang on a minute, I wouldn't mind a metal chuck on my Makita drill. Because some of the mid-level Makita drills and the base levels, pretty much all of them come with a plastic chuck like this one. So let's say you got it all worn out like that, and you wanted a metal one on. How do you go about taking the chuck off? Well, I'm here to show you how to do it. Now then, I learnt to do this on YouTube. So I'm on YouTube, and I learnt it off some guys on YouTube. So I'm going to tell you, or you can not watch me do it, and you can watch the other guy on YouTube. But anyway, if you watch my channel, so the first thing you need to know about taking a chuck off, it's got a pin or a bolt that goes through from the body onto the chuck. So you've got to get that out first. So that, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's right down the middle of that. Can you see a screwdriver slot down there? Anyway, it's got a screwdriver slot. So you need a screwdriver about that big, not a massive screwdriver. So locate that in the slot. There we go. Now then, you need to give it quite a bit of force to keep it from slipping out. And the most important thing, it's got a left-hand thread. So you think I'm tightening it. I'm not. I'm actually loosening it. So it's opposite way. So let's see if I've got that out. A little bit more. Hang on. And I'll show you it. Right. There we go. This is the left-hand threaded bolt. Well, would you call it a bolt or a screw? Anyway, so I've got that out. The next thing you need for this job is this. This is a really old Allen key I got off eBay or something like that. I think it was about £2 or something. So you need that to get this chuck off. So what I've done here is ground it down a bit. So if I need to get a 10mm chuck off, I will be able to do that. This is actually probably the same as that one. Let's have a look. that's going to be oh no, that's maybe like a 13mm chuck. So what we do is we run that out, and this is important. This looks a bit rough here, but we're gonna. This is honestly, what you want to do. What we're trying to do here is shock it. What I mean by that is shock the metal. Put a shock wave through the metal, and it will hopefully loosen off the chuck. So the next thing we've got to do, this is really important, is put it on speed 1. So speed 1 on the drill, and the other thing you need to do is put it on reverse. So the reverse is this bit here pushed out like that. That's flat there. So let's get this Allen key in. Just get it right. You need that quite tight. Tight as you can. Right, I'm going to stand up a little bit. So, oh God. Right, get a bit of a dust, an old tea towel so the table doesn't get knackered. And then it needs holding. I don't know if you can come above it like that. You've got to get it like this. So the Allen key's like that. And you know what's coming next. Right. So what you've got to do, I'm going to hold the hammer sideways like that, is give it a good clout, as you say, and that should loosen it. Okay. Now what happens is you might have to do this a few times. So I'm going to stop filming a minute and I'm going to get back to you when I've done it. Right, well the last 3 chucks I tried to take off, they come with this technique with the Allen key and a bit of a tap, 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 tap. It came off fine, but this one is being really stubborn. So we're on to plan B. Always have a plan B, that's what I say. So we're getting a bit serious here. I've got my blow lamp out. So what we're going to try and do is put a little bit of heat down there into the chuck, onto the bit that goes onto the main spline onto the drill. So watch this space. Let's see if it's going to work. So we're just going to have the blow lamp just gently like that, just into there a little bit. Right, we're going to try that now. So it's not hot. We'll get the chuck onto it. Might be an idea if I did it the right way. Right, we're going to try it again. But this time we've got the bad boy. This is a real big lump hammer. So let's give it a go. Okay. Okay, you ready? It's not going to go, I don't think. It's spinning, it's turning all the motor, and I can't get the right amount of whack on it to do it. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Ready? Right, that didn't work. What happened is when I try and shock the chuck off, it actually just spins the motor in there. Sometimes it just is enough of a shock to get the chuck to disengage from the spline, but it hasn't worked. So what are we going to do? One thing we're not going to do is give up. I haven't got some tin pot YouTube channel with 1 subscriber, and that subscriber is a person's mum. I've got 500 subscribers, and I'm not going to give up, so we're going to plan C. Right, plan C, we're going to get serious. We are going to take this outside, and we are going to cut the chuck off. But we're not going to damage the drill or the spline, and I'll show you how to do it. Come on, let's get outside. Right, we're going to attempt to cut the chuck off. Now you might be saying to me, well, if you cut the chuck off, we won't be able to use it again, but I don't care because these are ship chucks anyway. So you can see I've put a mark there. That's where I'm going to cut, and what that means is I'm not going to go into the spindle. So let's go for it. This is a good excuse actually to get my new XGT GAO13G grinder out. So this is a beast. Now if you're thinking, hang on a minute, does John know what he's doing? I do, because I've done this before, so watch this space. Right, that's a good start. As you can see, I've cut all the chuck off it, but you can see the spindle bit is in the bottom of there. So I'm going to do a few more cuts and we'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, this is the tricky bit. You can see I've marked a line on there. I've got to cut down the side of the spindle without touching the spindle. If it touches a little bit, that's fine. And then what it'll do is the thread will break away. So, okay. Hey, I've got my little grinder here. This is my 18-volt one. This is a classic. This is a DJA 452. Brilliant. Right, I've cut that bit off there, right down the side of the thread, just so I can just see the thread. So I haven't damaged the spindle, so let's see if we can get it off now. Now, if I give this a little bit of a tap, it should loosen off. And there we go. So that comes off. And look at that, there's no damage on the thread at all. So I've done it. I've got the chuck off. So third time lucky for me. So I've done it. So it's ready now. I'm not going to put a new chuck on this driller because it's a piece of shit. But I've just showed you a bit of perseverance and a bit of angle grinder knowledge and a bit of brute force and ignorance. I've done it. So I failed once, I failed twice, and I've succeeded on the third time to get a chuck off. So normally you can just do this with the Allen key and knock it off. But if the worst case scenario comes about, I'm hoping I've taught you how to do it. All you need is a couple of grinders. Okay. Thanks for watching. A random is rad. A rock on. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, unsubscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, tell me you love me, tell me you hate me, tell your friends and neighbours, tell that weird guy from across the street with the one-eyed dog, tell me anything, but most importantly, let's get involved.